Hey guys, so we are going to do mean, median, mode, and range. So just to define what each of those words means, now you'll be given a group of numbers, and this could be a group of numbers for any kind of statistics or anything really. And these are just for things you can find with the group of numbers. Okay, so the mean is going to be the average. So the main word you want to learn for mean is the average of a group of numbers. They use these two words interchangeably, but for this, we're going to be using the word mean. So that means you're going to find the sum of the numbers and divide that by the amount of numbers. So you'll add all the numbers up, and then you'll divide that by however many numbers are in the group. The median is the middle number. Okay, so median, middle, right? I think they're kind of similar. I don't know, it sticks in my mind. So median goes with middle when they're arranged from least to greatest. So you must rearrange them from least to greatest or greatest to least before finding the middle number. The mode is the one that happens most often. Okay, so the MO and MO. So mode and most, the number that happens most often in a group of numbers. And then lastly is the range. Okay, so the range is going to refer to the difference. So you're going to subtract the biggest number minus the smallest number. So you can absolutely use a calculator. A calculator will probably help you for finding the mean or the average. Calculator will not help you with median or mode. And the range is just subtracting, but you don't care if you use a calculator to help you find it, but it's pretty simple. Okay, so let's look at some examples of all of these. So first we're going to look at mean. Okay, so like I said, the mean means the average. So you're going to add up all the numbers and then divide by how many there are. So I'm going to go ahead and add these. So I'm going to do 23, 4 and 4 is going to be 8, and then I have 19. All right, so I'm going to add 23 and 8, and that is going to give me, I'm sorry, I did this a different way before. That's going to give me 31 and 19. Sorry. And then I add those and I get 50. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 numbers. So I divide that by 5. And I get the mean is 10. Okay, so that's the average of those numbers. So you can see 10 is about halfway between the numbers. Okay, that's the average. Finding the mean of the second group of numbers. So we have 13 and 10 gives us 23. 6 and 20 gives us 26. 12 and 20 is going to give us 32. Right, and then we're going to add 23 and 26 is going to give us 49. 49 and 32 is going to give you 81. This time there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 numbers. So I divide by 6. Now, you guys have a calculator, so you could just put in your calculator 13 plus 10 plus 6 plus 20 plus 12 plus 20 and get 81. I just am not using a calculator right now, so I just went ahead and added them this way. But you certainly don't have to do that. You can just add them left to right. So 81 divided by 6 is going to give you 13.5. So your mean or your average of that group of numbers is 13.5. Okay, that's about that's the average of those numbers. Okay, now the mean and the average, that's also how you calculate your grade in all of your classes. In your final grade, your first quarter grade, second quarter grade, okay, that's just the mean or average, meaning you take all of your scores, you add them up and divide. Okay, so that's your average. So we could use this for test scores. We could use it for so many different things. But in this, they're just going to give you a group of numbers and ask you to find the mean of those numbers. Okay. Next, we have median. Median means middle. Okay. So when we find the middle, first thing to do is order them least to greatest. So I like to cross them off as I use them. That way I know I used it and I don't use it again, and I don't forget to use any numbers. Then all you're going to do is you're just going to count into the middle to find the middle number. So here I have 20 and 3. I have 8 and 12. So I have 2 numbers on each side, 3 numbers on each side. So my median or my middle number is 10. Okay, now here's what happens when you have an even amount of numbers. So first thing I'm going to do is order them least to greatest. Oops, see, I already messed up. Forgot about the 1. Right, and then same thing. So we have 0 and 20, 1 and 6, and then if you notice here, 3 and 6 are in the middle. So what you would need to do is you need to find what number is in the middle of 3 and 6. Well, you could just do 3, 4, 5, 6, right? And halfway between 3 and 6 is 4.5. But as those numbers get further apart, that's going to take a really long time. So another way to get 4.5 is to find the average of 3 and 6. 3 plus 6 divided by 2, because there's 2 numbers. 3 plus 6 is 9. 9 divided by 2 is 4.5. Okay, so if you don't want to do it that way, you can certainly write the numbers out and just cross them off until you find the middle number. Or you can just add the 2 middle numbers and divide by 2, and that'll tell you what the middle is. Okay? All right, mode means most often. So looking here, 6 happens twice. So mode, most. 6 happens twice, 4 happens once, 5 happens once. So the mode is 6. It's a number that happens most often. 17's 1, 11's 1, 3 is 2, 9, 8, 13 all happen once. So your mode here is 3. It is possible to have more than one mode or no mode at all. However, I'm pretty sure GMM will only give you problems that have one mode. So we won't have to worry about that. But right, it'd be possible if all of your numbers only happen once, there wouldn't be a mode because they all only happen once. Say we had another 11, well then 3 and 11 would both be the mode because they both happen twice. Okay, but like I said, I'm pretty sure that GMM will only give you problems with one mode. Range, so that is the difference. So that's when you subtract. So you have to find the biggest number and subtract the smallest number. Okay, so in this case, your range would be 9. And the second one, so we find the biggest number and we subtract the smallest number. So in this case, your range would be 14. Okay, the hardest part is just remembering what each word means. So if you need to, you can write them down. You can go back to the beginning of this video and pause it and then keep that up while you're doing your problems. You can Google them, anything like that. So if you need any help at all, please just let me know.